So in the today's class, we will see how to execute a simple C++ program. Later, we will go to the different topics like what is the difference between C and C++. So I will share my screen. So hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you want to create a simple program, then go to this file new, and this is the source file. So just go to this file and new and click on source file. That's it. So after this one, first you have to write the documentation section. So that's why first documentation section is nothing but comment section. So I will write the comment section like this is the who is the author of the program or anything you can write. Okay, this is the this is the first C++ program. Okay. If you want to write multi-line comments, then I can write like slash star and star slash. So this is the first C++ program. Return date. Okay, I will write date like 12/3/2021. Okay, and okay. So like this, if you open anything, you will be getting like this. Okay, clear, right? All of you clear, right? So this is the comment section. Okay, this is the first program. I just want to create a simple program. Okay, so which is used to find out the addition of two numbers. Okay, or anything which is used to take the data from the student data. If it is just to take the student data and it is used to display the student data. Okay, is that clear? All of you clear, right? Hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. So now this is the first section is over. Next, what is the next section? This is your documentation section, which is nothing but comment section. We can write single line comments or multi-line comments. The next section is what? Yeah.
Preprocessor.
Preprocessor section or header file section. Very good. Okay. So that is nothing but hash include. What is the preprocessor that I have to use? IO stream.
iOS.
In case of C++, I have to use this IO stream. So ఇక్కడ మీరు single line comment కూడా రాయొచ్చు. That is nothing but IO stream header file. Okay, you can write like this. So this is the best way to describe these comments so that everyone will understand. Okay, so అందుకని మనం comments రాస్తాం. Okay, hash include IO stream. .h అనేది if you are using Turbo C compiler, then you have to write .h. But as I am using this IDEs like Dev C++ or code blocks, then no need to mention .h. So hash include IO stream. And one of the statement that you have to write is using namespace std. Okay, this you have to use in whenever you are using in the this one. Okay, Dev C++. So what is the purpose of this one? I will just show. So I think it may be there. Yeah. So this is. I hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
This is the using namespace std. So it includes all the C++ standard libraries. Whatever the standard libraries that are there in the C++, all the header files. Okay, every header files, all the libraries that are related to C++, those will be there within the names. Std is the namespace. Okay, namespace is nothing but packages. If you are going for the .NET or Java, then this is called package. So I am using that particular package inside that particular package. Okay, it is like package .jar file అనేది మనకి .java లో ఉంటుంది. That is in the same manner we have this namespace or otherwise package. Within this package, I can contain a collection of classes. A collection of classes will be there, and method inside the classes we have these methods and variables. Okay, we can have different types of classes. Let me mute. Yeah. So it includes C++ standard libraries. We do not use this in old IDE like Turbo C++, but we have to use this in the new IDEs like the code blocks or Dev C++. So whenever you are using Dev C++ or code blocks, you have to write this using namespace standard, which will contain all the standard libraries. Okay, clear, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now using namespace standard, and after this one, this is your standard which is used to contain this namespace standard will contain all the standard libraries. So I am using those libraries. That's why I have to use using namespace standard. Next, after this one, what is the next section?
Class.
Yeah, very good. Class declaration section. So that's why I have to use class. And what is the name of the class? Student. I am taking student. You can write any program. Okay. So whenever I write this one less than left curly braces, automatically this will be coming. So this is the advantage of this IDE. Okay. And next, yeah, Santosh and 403, please mute. So using namespace standard and class student. So this is generally, if you go for the Java and .NET or Python programming language, compulsory this class name should be in capital letter. Okay. And you have to save the program using the name of the class, which will contain this main function. Okay. So this is about this class. Yeah, all of you, white chart. Yeah. So using namespace standard class student. Okay. So within this one class student, we can have data members and member functions. So class is the keyword and name of the class is student. And in case of Java program and Python program, compulsory you have to write the name of the class with the capital letters. First letter should be capital letter, and you have to save the program using the name of the class, which will contain the main function. Main function ఎందులో ఏ క్లాస్ లో ఉంటుందో దాంతో సేవ్ చేయాలి. But in case of this C++ programming language, no, that restriction is not there. You can use small letter also, but it is better to write a capital letter for the name of the class. First letter for the class name should be capital. And next, access specifier, we have different types of access specifiers. Private, public, protected. So what is the best way is you have to declare the data members in the private section. That is nothing but private colon, and you have to declare like what is the different types of. So what will you have? Character name. So a student will have the name, and yeah, a student will have the name and his roll number. I can take character only. Okay, character, roll number, or otherwise pin. And next, yeah, I can take only, for example, I will take only these three types. Okay, age. Okay, these are the three types. And after this one, these are the three data members. Data members are variables, is nothing but character name, roll number, and age. And in the public section, okay, in the public section, I will discuss, I will take two data members, that is void get data. Okay, so void get data and void put data. Okay, these are the two methods I will take. Okay, display data or something, void get data, I will display the data. Just as it is a first program, I will just take simple program, that is nothing but I am getting the data of, I am entering the data, I am taking the data from this keyboard, and I will display the data. Okay, and a class should be always ended with semicolon. Okay, clear, right? All of you clear, right? Up to this clear, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So next, this is your using namespace, and after that class student. And in the private section, generally if you didn't declare anything, by default it is private. Okay, by default all the class members are private. So generally no need to use this keyword, but for your understanding I am placing it as private. But whenever you want to use other access specifier, compulsory you have to mention like protected or public. Okay, if you want to mention protected, then this is your protected, this is your key. What is the spelling for protected is protected. Okay, and this is public and this is private. So I can say these three are generally, what is the fundamental rule within the class is always the data member should be in the private section and the member function should be in the public section. This is where, a fundamental rule. So that's why I declared all the data members, so that this data cannot be accessed by outside. But if I want to access that particular data, that I can access by using only through the member functions. మెంబర్ ఫంక్షన్స్ ద్వారా మాత్రమే ఆ డేటా, ప్రైవేట్ డేటా ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని మాత్రం యాక్సెస్ చేయొచ్చు. సో I can write the definition, it's here itself, like get data. So I will try to show two ways, that is void get data, I will write the definition inside the class itself, and for display method I will write the definition outside the class. So get data, so I will just write cout enter name, roll number, comma age of student. Okay, so I will write this like this, and after this one, yeah, so I will put /n so that I will get new line. So here I can write like cin name, roll number. Yeah, I can write in different ways also. Cin name, you can write enter name అని చెప్పేసి cin name, enter roll number అని చెప్పేసి cin roll number అలా కూడా రాసుకోవచ్చు, or I can write in a single way. So cin name, cin roll number, and next cin.
Sir.
Yeah, చెప్పమ్మా.
సార్ ఇక్కడ డైరెక్ట్ నేమ్ సార్ మనం స్ట్రక్చర్ నేమ్ డాట్ సార్.
అదే అవసరం లేదు, అదేం అవసరం లేదు, జస్ట్ ఇంతే సింపుల్. I can directly access these data members inside the member function. Okay, that's the advantage of this C++. Okay, so see in the case of C++ class, whatever the data members that are there, you cannot directly access outside the class, but you can access those data members directly inside the data member functions. Member functions lo direct ga use cheyochu. Next, display method I want to write at the outside. Outside రాయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి నేను? First, what is the syntax? What is the key? If you want to write the member function definition outside the class, these are called member functions. So if you want to make it as member function, it has total 3 data variables. That is nothing but these are the 3 data members, and it has 2 member functions. This is your first member function, and this is your member function 2. Okay. If you want to write the member function definition outside the class రాయాలంటే first return type రాస్తాను, and what is the name of the class mention చేయాలి. What is the name of the class? And you have to write the scope resolution operator, and what is the name of the method now. Okay, so what is the name ikkada meeru, what is the advantage of this one is nothing but whenever I write this scope resolution operator, you can see by using this scope resolution operator I can access this age, I can access this name, and I can access this roll number, I can access this display, and I can access this get data. So this is the advantage of this IDE. It is automatically, with the use of this intelligence, automatically what can be accessed by this class, everything can be shown. So I am writing this definition, that is display method, outside the class. So first you have to write return type, and the next one is your name of the class and the scope resolution operator. What is the meaning of the scope resolution operator is, I can say that display is the method whose scope is or which belongs to this student class అని చెప్తుంది. Next I can write, ఇక్కడనే మీరు రాయొచ్చు, డిస్ప్లే దగ్గరనే ఇట్లా రాసినట్టే రాయొచ్చు, బట్ ఐ జస్ట్ వాంట్ టు రైట్ దిస్ డెఫినేషన్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ద క్లాస్. సో దానికోసం నేను ఇలా, సో అవుట్, సో స్టూడెంట్ డీటెయిల్స్ డైరెక్ట్ గా రాసేసి నేమ్, ఐ వాంట్ టు రైట్ ద నేమ్, సో ఐ విల్ గివ్ దిస్ నేమ్ యాజ్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ఐ కెన్ రైట్ నేమ్, అండ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు గెట్ a new line. After getting the name, I have to get the new line. New line రావడం కోసం మీరు ఇలా స్లాష్ n ఇలా ఇవ్వచ్చు, ఇది డబుల్ కోట్స్ లో స్లాష్ అని ఇవ్వచ్చు, లేకపోతే డైరెక్ట్ there is a special character called end line. Okay, end line. Okay, next after this name I will display the roll number. Okay, so roll number, so directly I can write what is the roll number. This is just roll number, and after this one I will get the new line. After roll number, what is the next one? Age. So I will write like age, and what is the variable for this age, and after this one endl. So endl is just used to display a new line. Okay, hope clear, right? Hope you understand, right?
Yes sir.
So this is the
Yes,
keyword.
sir.
Yeah, so this is your this is the keyword, like class student, class is the keyword and student is the name of the class, and we have private, within the private section we have 3 variables, and within the public section I have the data members or member functions. Inside this one I have this first I am reading those values by using this get data function, and I am writing the function definition inside the class itself. And for this display method I am writing the function definition outside the class. For this one you have to use, the first one is the return type, so void is the return type, and what is the name of the class? Scope resolution operator. And the next one is what is the name of the method, and a definition you will write over here. And after this one, what is the class declaration section? After class declaration, what is the next section? Member function definition section. So that member function definition also I am writing outside. So this is your member function definition. This member function definition I can write inside the class. Okay, this is also member function definition only. I am writing the member function definition inside the class or outside the class. So this is this one, and this is your, what is this one? Class declaration section. Okay, class declaration section. So this is your first one is your comment section, next one is your header file section, iostream header file section. After this header file section, this is your class declaration section, because I can call it as not definition, because always definition అన్నప్పుడు it should not be ended with semicolon, but class declaration అని ఎందుకంటున్నంటే క్లాస్ ని రాసి దాన్ని ended with semicolon కాబట్టి class declaration. And this is member function definition. Definition is not ended with semicolon, and this is member function definition outside the class. This is inside the class. Okay, member function definition inside the class, and this is member function definition outside the class. So this over. And what is the next section? What is the last section?
Main function.
Main function section. Very good. Okay. Void main or int main. Okay. Generally better to write int main. Int main. So whenever I write int main, compulsory the last statement should be return 0. So return 0. So ikkada nenu em chestanante, what is the first statement within this main is nothing but I have to create the object for the class. So what is the object for this class? Okay. So this is your class. I can create any number of objects for the class. So that is nothing but what is the syntax for creation of object is nothing but it is like simple variable creation. Alane, what is the name of the class? Student. And what is the object name? So that's why I can write student. Student is the name of the class. So just class name and object name. Okay, that is nothing but class name, variable name, or class name, object name. I can create any number of students, S1, S2, S3, so then I can say S1, S2, S3 are the 3 objects of student class. So this is nothing but what is the step? Creation of object. This is also called as object instantiation. This is also called as instantiation. Okay, instantiation is nothing but creation of object. I'm creating 3 objects. So generally I just created one object, and after this one I have to access this member functions by using this class. So dani kosam syntax same thing మీరు స్ట్రక్చర్స్ లో ఎలా అయితే యాక్సెస్ చేశారో అలానే యాక్సెస్ చేస్తారు. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ s1 dot it is directly showing
Name.
yeah s1 dot get data, so that it will call that particular get data function, and s1 dot display, so that I can call this display method. Okay, so what is the main purpose of this class is nothing but class is just it will be declared, that's it. Whenever I create the object, then only this memory will be allocated for the student class. ఈ స్టూడెంట్ అనే క్లాస్ కి మెమరీ అనేది ఎలకేట్ అవుతుంది. ఆ ఎలకేట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఆ మెమరీ లోపల నాకు నేమ్, రోల్ నెంబర్, ఏజ్ అనేది, తర్వాత గెట్ డేటా, డిస్ప్లే అనేవి కాల్ అవుతాయి. సో ఇప్పుడు నేను ఆ గెట్ డేటా, డిస్ప్లే మెథడ్స్ ని యాక్సెస్ చేయాలి అని అంటే వాట్ ఈస్ ద మెయిన్ అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్ ఇస్ ఇన్సైడ్ ద క్లాస్ these variables cannot be accessed directly. Like directly if I put like this one, you just see out s1 dot అనగానే నాకు ఆ వేరియబుల్స్ వస్తున్నాయా ఇక్కడ? I'm getting variables or not?
No, sir.
s1 dot ఏంటిది? రోల్ నెంబర్. So it will give error. Actually I will show that one. So I cannot access this particular data outside the class. I can access that data only using this member functions. That is the advantage of this one. Okay, I cannot access this data outside the class. If access cheyali anante, I will make it as public. So ippudu chudandi meeru, ippudu nenu public chesanu. Public చేసిన తర్వాత now you can observe, see out s1 dot అనగానే నాకు ఏమొచ్చినాయి చెప్పండి? Now you can observe, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can access age, name, roll number directly without member functions also I can access, because as it is I make it as public, then everyone can access within outside the class. That's why don't make the variables as public. Even if you don't use this private keyword also, by default all the member variables are private by default. Okay, so even if you don't use private access specifier also, by default those are private. So what is the main rule is you will make the variables as private. So generally I can write also, no problem. Okay, so I will make the variables as private and the member functions as public, so that whatever the private data that is there, that can be accessed by using the public data member functions. Is that clear? So ఇప్పుడు నేను s1 dot roll number అని ఇచ్చాను, see out. Okay, now that entire thing is done. Now what is the next step? I have to save this program, so I will click on save. You can create any folder, okay, within the my documents. It is my documents gaani, desktop gaani, ekkadaina gaani, you can create your own folder with your pin number and you can save. Okay, so as it is giving default, so I will go to this, so I will go to this default folder only. So I will go to this file, save. So I already created a folder in the my documents, that is CPP programs. So this is student. Okay, so student class, so that's why I can save it as student.cpp. I just save this one, and after this one, once this save is done, then what is the next step?
Execute.
So compilation. Yeah, go to this execute and compile. Click on compile. So after compilation, it is taking some time. Yeah, it is giving error, right? So in function main class student roll number is private, right? Hope it is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1 minute. So hope this is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Character student roll number is private, so that's why we cannot use. 1 minute. Okay, right. So this is your yeah. So what I have to, I cannot access these data members outside the class as it is a private data member. So I have to comment this one, or I have to remove this line, and after this one I will save all, and now I will execute this compilation. I will do compilation. Yeah, you can see, right? Is it visible? Errors 0, warning 0. Okay. And it automatically generated this within this folder. It is automatically generated it .exe. Okay. In between, it will generate .obj file that you cannot, that it is not showing here. But after this execution, it is showing this .exe file. Now I will go to this run program. So you can, is that visible? This command prompt is visible, right? Yeah.
No, sir.
Okay. 1 minute.
No,
Yeah. Now.
yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
So this is your command prompt. Yeah.
Sir.
So enter name, roll number, and age of the student. So I will enter the name, and what is the roll number? 19001 CM 201, and next his age is something like 17 years. Okay. So it is displaying, right? What is the name of this one, and what is his roll number, and what is the age? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is a simple program. This is your first C++ program, which is used to take the data. I think 1 minute. Yeah. So this is a simple program which is used to take this data. So for this one, we are creating a class student. Okay. So class student, within this one, we have this private data and public data members. Okay. These are nothing but this is private data members, and these are public data member functions, or are member functions. And writing the first function definition inside the class, and I am writing the function definition outside the class. And after this one, I am creating the object for this particular class to access those data members. Okay. Is that clear? No doubts, right?
Yeah, sir. No doubts, sir.
Right. Okay, then. Okay. I will go to the next topic. So this is your first C++ program. So you just try to execute. If you have laptops or systems with you, then you can try to execute that program. Okay. I will post in the Google Classroom. Next. Yeah. And the next topic is, what is the differences between C and C++? Hope the screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Right.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yeah, what is the differences between C and C++? Okay, till now we have discussed about C language. So the main difference between C and C++ is nothing but object-oriented programming, which is there in the C++. So C++ can be said as superset of C. So major added features in C++ are object-oriented programming added, and exception handling is added, and rich C++ library. Means more number of libraries are added in the C++ language. And what are the main differences between C and C++? You can expect this question for 5 marks, means 5 differences. 3 marks means 3 differences. Okay. So what is the first difference between C and C++? C was developed by Dennis Ritchie in the year 1969 and 1973. Okay. This was the 1969 lo develop chesina, 1973 lo actual version was released. That is 1.0. And AT&T Bell Laboratories. C++ was developed by Bijan Stroustrup in the year 1979, but the standard version was released in the year 1983. Okay, that is 1.0. And next, C does not support polymorphism, encapsulation, inheritance, which means C does not support object-oriented programming. This is This is correct, right? This is the first main fundamental difference between C and C++ is C++ contain object-oriented programming concepts and C does not contain object-oriented. Now C also containing one of the object-oriented programming which is called Objective-C. Okay, it supports polymorphism, encapsulation, inheritance. And C is a subset of C++ and C++ is a superset of C. And C contains 32 keywords. Keywords are nothing but reserved words. Whereas C++ contains total 52 keywords, means extra 20 keywords are there. Already those 32 keywords are, which are there in the C language, those are already there in the C language. Extra 20 keywords are there, which makes the total 52 keywords. For the development of C code, supports procedural oriented programming. Okay, C is procedure oriented program, whereas C++ is hybrid language, which is nothing but it has both procedural oriented programming concepts and object oriented programming concepts. And next, data and functions are separated in C because it is a procedure oriented programming. But data gani functions gani oka దగ్గరనే రాయలేను single unit లో. That's because it is a procedure oriented programming in which data and functions are separated in case of C language. But data and functions are encapsulated together in the form of object or class. Okay, I can combine both data and functions within the class itself. C does not support information hiding, that is nothing but data hiding. C does not support data hiding, whereas C++ supports data hiding by using encapsulation. Because of this encapsulation, I can make the data and member functions I can place in the class so that outside users cannot easily access that particular data. So which is used to provide data hiding. This data hiding is provided in case of C++. Built-in data types is supported in C language. Built-in data types is supported in C language. Built-in data types are nothing but what are those built-in data types? Int, float, character, long, double. Okay, all these are the built-in data types. So here built-in data types and also user-defined data types also supported in the C++. Even in C language also you have user-defined data types like struct and enum. But extra here is this class. And next one is C is function-driven language because C is a procedure-oriented programming language. So that's why most of the C programming languages are created by using functions only. That's why this is function-driven language. Whereas C++ is an object-driven language because it is an object-oriented programming. So everything is objects in case of C++, and in case of C, it is procedure-oriented programming. So that's why everything is function. Function and operator overloading is not supported in C language. Okay, function overloading, operator overloading, ilanti concepts anni levu C language lo. But in case of this one C++, we have this both function and operator overloading. What is function overloading? What is operator overloading? That will be in the coming classes. But till now, we don't have this function overloading concept and operator overloading concepts in C++. This both will come for the one of the feature like polymorphism. So polymorphism lo vastayi annattu. That is function and operator overloading. And functions in C are not defined inside the structures. So structures lopala C language lo unna structures struct, student. In case of C language structure, only we will define what? That is character, name of, what is the name of the student, and what is the pin number. I will take only two variables, int age. Okay, but can I define functions inside the structures of C language?
No.
Because
No,
yeah, okay. If that concept is there, then you would have learned in that language itself. But that concept is not there. In case of the structures in C language, so just remember, structures in C language does not have this concept of functions defining inside the structure. Whereas functions can be used inside the structures in C++. This point also you have to remember. In case of C++ language, both in class and structure, we have structure concept. In both class and structure, I can create the functions inside the class. But mostly as classes are more powerful than structures, so directly we are using classes inside the C++ where we are creating the functions. But I can create functions inside the classes, inside the structure in case of C++. Okay. In case of C language, I cannot define functions inside the structures. But in case of C++, both in classes and structures, I can define functions inside the C++. Namespace features are not present inside the C language. Okay. Inside the C language. So namespace features. So this is here. So namespace features are not there inside the C language, but namespace is used by C++, which avoid name collision. So that's why we are using standard namespace. That is nothing but using namespace std. And header files are used by C in stdio.h. Okay. So what is the header file used in C language is standard input output.h, and this is iostream.h. Reference variables are not there in C language, but reference variables are there in C++. We'll discuss that reference variable in the coming classes. So what is the reference variable, how to create a reference variable, what is example program using reference variable, we will see in later. But there is no concept of reference variable in case of C language, but pointers are there in C language. In the same manner, C++ లో pointers ఉన్నాయి, arrays ఉన్నాయి, అవన్నీ ఉంటాయి, but only reference variable అనే concept అనేది only exclusively there in the C++. And virtual and friend functions are not there in the C language. We will discuss what is virtual function, what is friend function in the coming classes. But friend functions ante which are used to access the private data, we will discuss. Okay, so friend functions, virtual functions అనేవి which are used to derive this function overriding అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉంటుంది. ఫంక్షన్ ఓవర్లోడింగ్, ఆపరేటర్ ఓవర్లోడింగ్ లాగా ఫంక్షన్ overriding kuda untundi. That is nothing but runtime polymorphism. There are two types of polymorphism. One is compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. In case of compile time polymorphism, that is achieved by using function overloading and operator overloading. But runtime polymorphism is achieved by using virtual functions or function overriding. And ivi levu C language lo. Ade C++ lo virtual front functions అనేవి ఉంటాయి. Instead of focusing on data, C focuses more on the functions. C is mainly focuses on the functions. It does not give more importance to the data. Don't provide any security to the data. But in case of C++, it provides more security to the data. More focus is on the data rather than focusing on the method or procedure or function. Hope everyone is following, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next, in C language, we have this MLAC, REALAC, CLAC functions which are used to do this dynamic memory allocation, and free, which is used to deallocate the memory that was allocated dynamically. But in case of C++, there is no concept of these functions. I can use new operator, which is also called as new keyword for memory allocation, and delete operator, which is also called as delete keyword, which are used for memory deallocation. Okay. In case of C language, I have to use this MLAC, CLAC, REALAC functions, which are used to allocate the memory for the variable dynamically, or allocate the memory for the array dynamically. And once that memory is allocated and after that the usage is over, then I have to free the memory by using this free keyword, free function, which is used to deallocate the memory. But in case of C++ program, I can do that memory allocation, that dynamic memory allocation by using new operator, and that memory deallocation by using this delete operator. So it support for exception handling is not supported. There is no concept of exception handling in case of C language, but exception handling is there in the C++ language. You just try to execute this program like void main and int a comma b and a equal to 10 and b equal to 0, and ikkada meeru c అని తీసుకోండి. Next int not int c equal to a by b and printf %d c. Okay, you just try this program, then you will get some error like divide by 0 is not possible. ఇప్పుడంటే మనకి యాక్చువల్ గా ఇప్పుడైతే ఐ థింక్ సి లాంగ్వేజ్ లో కూడా కొంచెం సమ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ డైరెక్ట్ సపోర్ట్ లేదు కాబట్టి ప్రోగ్రామ్ వర్కే క్రాష్ అవుతుంది. బట్ ఎర్లియర్ ఇలాంటి ఎక్సెప్షన్స్ వల్ల ఎంటైర్ సిస్టమే క్రాష్ అయ్యే సిచ్యువేషన్ ఉండేది ఇన్ ద లేట్ ఎర్లీ డెవలప్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది సి లాంగ్వేజ్ యూజ్ చేసే టైంలో. Just because of this code, the entire system itself is crashed. That is called this type of exception. This type of runtime errors are called exceptions. So infinity అనేది not supported. So that's why it is giving infinity. So దీనికి exceptions వస్తాయి. That is called divide by 0 exception. I'm dividing with 0, so that's why this is divide by 0 exception. So ఇలాంటి exceptions ని హ్యాండిల్ చేయడానికి there is no concept of exception handling in case of C language. దీనికోసం C++ లో ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఏదైతే ఎక్సెప్షన్ జనరేట్ చేస్తుందో ఆ కోడ్ ని ట్రై బ్లాక్ లో రాస్తారు, దాన్ని హ్యాండిల్ చేసే కోడ్ ని క్యాచ్ లో రాస్తారు. ఓకే, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ లైక్ రిమూవింగ్ ద ఎర్రర్స్ అని కాదు. ఎర్రర్ ఉన్నా కానీ నా ప్రోగ్రామ్ అనేది అబ్నార్మల్ గా టర్మినేట్ అవ్వకుండా స్మూత్ గా టర్మినేట్ అవ్వడం, నార్మల్ ఎక్సెప్షన్ ఉన్నా కానీ ఆ కోడ్ వల్ల నా ఎంటైర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అనేది క్రాష్ అవ్వకుండా ఉండడానికి ఐ విల్ హ్యాండిల్ బై యూజింగ్ దిస్ ఎక్సెప్షన్స్. క్లియర్? ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యు క్లియర్, రైట్?
Yes, sir.
Right. Next, scanf and printf functions are used for input output operations in case of C language. If I want to take the input from the keyword, then I have to use scanf. If I want to display the output on the monitor, then I will use the printf statement. But in case of this one, cin and cout are used to perform input output operation in C++. Is there any doubts is there in this differences between C and C++?
No doubt, sir.
Yeah, right. And the next one is your C++ IO operation with example. So till now we have discussed about this IO operation. So IO operation already we discussed this IO operation. That is nothing but input operation దేంతో చేస్తారు, output operation దేంతో చేస్తారు. Okay. So మనం already discuss చేసాం. That is nothing but input operation చేయడానికి ఏ operator యూజ్ చేసాం?
Cin, sir.
Actually it is not operand. It is not operator. This is just, it is not function. It is a object. We will discuss that object. It is not keyword also. It is an object. Okay. ఒక class ఉంటుంది. That is nothing but iStream అనే class ఉంటుంది. There is a class called iStream class. In case of this iostream.h లో మనకు ఎందుకంటే in case of C++ everything is an object. Everything is an object. So that's why we have a class called iStream class inside this iostream.h header file. If you open this iostream.h header file, దాంట్లో మనకి ఈ క్లాస్ ఉంటుంది. ఈ క్లాస్ కి ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఏంటిది అని అంటే that is nothing but iStream Cin. That's it. Okay. How to create the object for a class? That is nothing but class name, object name. That's why Cin is an object of iStream class. In the same manner, there is a class which is called OStream. Okay. There is a class called OStream. This is OStream class. And what is the object for this OStream class? Cout. Okay.
OStream cout.
Cout. That is nothing but output stream. Okay. Input stream ante I am taking the data from the standard input device, that is keyboard. Stream ante oka data, oka sequence of bytes annattu ante, temporary buffer. It's like buffer. So stream is nothing but a group of bytes. Stream is nothing but group of bytes. Ante what is the advantage of this one means it is acting as an interface between your program and the actual device. ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఒక సి లాంగ్వేజ్ లో ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాశారు .cpp. ఇది ప్రోగ్రామ్. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో నాకు డేటా అనేది కీబోర్డ్ నుంచి రావాలి, లైక్ ఇట్ ఈస్ యువర్ కీబోర్డ్. సో డైరెక్ట్ గా నేను కీబోర్డ్ తో ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వకుండా ఫస్ట్ ఇట్ యాక్ట్స్ యాజ్ an intermediate, that is called iStream. This is your iStream is an buffer which is nothing but stream is a group of bytes. So there is device dependent ఉండకుండా, ఎందుకంటే డైరెక్ట్ గా నేను కీబోర్డ్ తోటి యాక్సెస్ చేయడానికి కంటే కూడా ఫస్ట్ keyboard will be interacted with this stream, and so that whatever the data that I have taken, that I have typed on the keyboard, that will be stored on this stream of bytes, that is nothing but stream, so that this program can easily access that particular data. In the same manner, .cpp program, I want to display the data onto the standard output device, that is your monitor. So if I want to display the output on the monitor, so directly don't display the onto the monitor. For this one, first this data has to be put on a buffer called, that is nothing but OStream. That is nothing but output stream. Stream is nothing but sequence of bytes. Okay, it's like memory lo manaku oka part anedi allocate avutundi. That is nothing but stream. So direct ga monitor to interact avakunda in between there is acting as an interface, that is nothing but OStream. So iStream anedi input stream and OStream anedi output stream. So for iStream we have this object called Cin. So that is nothing but Cin, and for OStream we have the object called Cout. So now I am discussing about the C++ IO operation. So in case of C++, it uses streams. Okay, this concept is not there in C language, but in case of C++, it uses streams. Streams is nothing but sequence of bytes or group of bytes. Okay, some memory annat ante, virtual memory అనుకోండి. Okay, so inside that random access memory లో మనకు ఒక some space అనేది allocate అవుతుంది, which is exclusively for the streams to perform input and output operations in standard input output devices. So whenever I want to perform the standard input operation by using the keyboard, and whenever I want to perform the standard output operation by using the monitor, these are the standard input output devices, then I cannot directly take the data from the keyboard, I cannot directly display onto the monitor. In between I will use a buffer called stream. So that is nothing but sequence of bytes. If I want to take the data from the keyboard, then the in between we will have this iStream. That is nothing but input stream. If you want to display the data onto the monitor, then we have a stream called OStream. So these are the two streams. A stream is an object which can either insert or extract the character from the it. Okay, it is not a object anochu, lebothe data structure ani kuda anochu, data structure. Okay, anything. So the standard C++ library, that is nothing but standard C++ library that is there in the std, that is this is the standard C++ library std, is IO stream, and standard input output functions are this is nothing but standard output stream, standard input stream, and standard end line. Okay, so end line is also standard only, that is if you want to display the output on the new line, then I will go for this end line. So a stream is nothing but a sequence of bytes. Okay, just now I discussed. This is the keyboard. So whenever this program wants to get the data from the keyboard, then first the keyboard will send the data into the input stream. Okay, this is nothing but I stream, which is nothing but input stream or I stream. After this one, this program will take the data from the I stream. Whenever this program wants to display the data onto the monitor. So ఇప్పుడు నేను ఎప్పుడైతే ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో cin a అని యూజ్ చేస్తానో, వెంటనే ఫస్ట్ కీబోర్డ్ నుంచి డేటా అనేది తీసుకున్న తర్వాత ఆ కీబోర్డ్ లో ఉన్న ఏ అనేది నేను ఒకవేళ 10 అని ఎంటర్ చేస్తే ఆ 10 అనేది ఫస్ట్ ఐ స్ట్రీమ్ లో ఉంటుంది. ఐ స్ట్రీమ్ లో ఉన్న తర్వాత దాని నుంచి ప్రోగ్రామ్ అనేది తీసుకుంటుంది. అదే వెనెవర్ ఐ ఆమ్ రైటింగ్ విత్ ఇన్ ద ప్రోగ్రామ్ cout a అని ఇస్తే, before displaying onto the monitor that value, first that value will be kept on the output stream, later that will be displayed onto the monitor. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this concept you will be getting in the third chapter in detail. The entire third chapter itself is C++ IO streams. Okay, at that time we will discuss in detail. But now you have to understand what is stream is nothing but it is a group of bits. Group of bits kaadu, bytes. Group of bytes which are allocated for this stream, so that if program wants to take the data from the keyboard, then first it has to take the data via this input stream. That is nothing but it is acting as an intermediate. So program అనేది డైరెక్ట్ గా హార్డ్వేర్ డివైస్ తోటి ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వకుండా in between it has that interface. That is nothing but device independent. I want to make this program as device independent, then I can use by using this input stream and output stream. And C++ IO are based on the streams, which are sequence of bytes flowing in and out of the programs. Okay, the input operations, data bytes flow from an input source, from keyboard కావచ్చు, లేకపోతే ఫైల్ కావచ్చు, నెట్వర్క్ కావచ్చు, దేంట్లో నుంచి అయినా ఇంటూ అనదర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇక్కడ మన కీబోర్డ్ అని ఇచ్చాను, కానీ అది కీబోర్డ్ అంటే స్టాండర్డ్ ఇన్పుట్ డివైస్, అందుకని cin అనేది యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాను. బట్ ఐ కెన్ టేక్ ద డేటా ఫ్రమ్ ద ఫైల్ ఆల్సో, అనదర్ ఫైల్, ఒక exe ఒక .txt ఫైల్ కానీ, ఒక MS వర్డ్ లో ఉన్న ఫైల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి డేటాని, మనకి ఫైల్స్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఐ విల్ డిస్కస్ ఇన్ ద థర్డ్ చాప్టర్. ఐ థింక్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ C language ఆల్సో యూ హ్యావ్ దిస్ ఫైల్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్, రైట్? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
okay, right. So I can take the data from the కీబోర్డ్ నుంచి డేటాని తీసుకోవచ్చు, లేకపోతే ఒక టెక్స్ట్ ఫైల్లో ఉంది ఆ టెక్స్ట్ ఫైల్లో ఉన్న డేటాని తీసుకోవచ్చు, లేకపోతే ఐ కెన్ టేక్ ద డేటా ఫ్రమ్ ద నెట్వర్క్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఐ కెన్ connect this system to the remotely, so that I can access the data from the remote connection also. So for input operation is nothing but getting the data bytes from the input source. That input source may be anything. The standard input source is nothing but keyboard, or it may be file, or it may be network, or any other program also. And the output operation, what is the output operation? That is nothing but data bytes flow from the program to an output device. Output device may be standard input devices, console or monitor, and maybe file or network or another program. So streams acts as an intermediary or interfaces between the programs and the actual IO devices. So I don't want to interact, or I don't want to communicate directly with the actual device. దానికోసం మనకి ఏంటిదంటే ఇంటర్మీడియట్ గా మనకి స్ట్రీమ్స్ అనేసి వస్తాయి. దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్. దీస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ ఆర్ ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్. సో స్ట్రీమ్ ఈస్ అన్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ between the programs and actual input output devices to get the data from the input device, or to display the data onto the monitor. So it is such a way that it frees the programmers from handling the actual devices. The main advantage of streams is no need to handle the actual IO devices. Direct ga nenu keyboard toti interact avakunda program dwara in between I have this intermediaries which are called streams. So that's why these are used to achieve device independent IO operations. It will not depend upon the keyboard. So keyboard paina direct ga device paina depend kaakunda in between we have these streams. Hope this point is clear, right? All of you clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is about streams. So I can say this C++ program undi already. I am writing that C++ program. Okay, inside this C++ program, if I want to take the data from the keyboard, okay, this is your input sources like keyboard kaavachu, file kaavachu, network kaavachu, program kaavachu. If I want to take the data from the keyboard, then there is a sequence of bytes which is nothing but input stream. This is your input stream. And if I want to display, this acts as an interface between this C++ program and the input source. Okay, it acts as an intermediary between this C++ program and the input source, and it acts as an intermediary between the C++ program and the output. Okay, output sync. So that may be a monitor, or it may be file, it may be network or program. Then I have this output stream. This is your output stream. Okay, so what is the standard output stream? Can anyone tell what is the standard output stream? That is nothing but Cout. Okay, we have the standard output stream ante I am displaying the data onto the standard output device, that is nothing but monitor. Okay, in Cout is a predefined object of the OStream class. So what is the Cout is nothing but it is a object, predefined object. Predefined ante built-in object ante. OStream ki oka meer kottaga create cheyaleru, like OStream ane class ki meeru O1 comma O2 comma itla ivvaleru, because there is a predefined object for the OStream class, that is nothing but predefined and into the built-in object annattu Cout. Cout is the built-in or predefined object of the OStream class. It is connected with the standard output device, which is usually the display screen or monitor. The Cout is used in conjunction with one operator called, what is this one? Insertion operator, because I am inserting the data into the monitor. Okay, that's why this is this one. And if you take any example program like IOStream using namespace std, int main, character array, this is welcome to C++, and Cout value of array is, that is nothing but array. So that is nothing but Cout, which is used to display this value of array, and array lo emundi welcome to C++. So ee renditni manaki monitor paina display avutundi. Okay, so what is the output of this one is value of array is welcome to C++. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So a series of items can be output in the Cout statement by separating them with another insertion operator. So manamu Cout lopala enni sarlu aina rayachu. That is nothing but A. I want to display B. I want to display C. I want to display D. I want to attach some space. Then I will go like this. I want to attach some F, and after this one I want to attach some hello, and I want to attach some new character /n. Itla ennaina manamu cheyochu. That is the advantage of this C++ insertion operator. If I want to display the output onto the monitor, then I can write like this. By concatenation, we are using this insertion operator, because I want to insert this data into the monitor. So this is this one. A series of items can be output into the Cout statement by separating them from one another by using this insertion operator. Like value of A is A and value of B is B. Ila manaki multiple statements kuda manam ivvochu. The escape sequences /n can be used in Cout statement, and /n character causes the output to move to the next line. And if I want to display the output on the new line, then directly I will write like /n. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Standard output stream, that is nothing but Cout. And next C ante akkada console anadu, because that standard input device is nothing but console, or standard output device is console or monitor. Standard input device is keyboard. So standard input stream, this is an object of which class? This is an object of which class? iStream class. Okay, this is an object of iStream class. It is connected with the standard input device. Okay, standard input device, which is keyboard. In case of Cout, it is a predefined object of which class? OStream class. OStream class, and it is connected with the standard output device, that is nothing but monitor or console. Okay, and in the same manner, it is having an operator called insertion operator. In the same manner, Cin is a predefined object of the iStream class. It is connected with the standard input device, that is nothing but keyboard. The Cin is used in conjunction with the stream extraction operator, because I am extracting the data. I am extracting the data from the keyboard. So that's why this is nothing but I am using this extraction operator, that is greater than symbol. Let's see the example of the standard input stream, that is IOStream, namespace std main int age Cout, enter your age, then Cin. So Cin అనేది మీరు ఓన్లీ C లాంగ్వేజ్ లో scanf ఎక్కడైతే యూజ్ చేస్తారో ఆ పర్టిక్యులర్ ప్లేస్ మాత్రమే Cin. బట్ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్. యా, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ యువర్ scanf %d a. ఓకే, క్లియర్ రైట్? సో ఇక్కడ దీన్ని మనం ఎలా రాయొచ్చు ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ C++ లాంగ్వేజ్? Cin a. ఓకే, ఇస్ దట్ క్లియర్?
Yes.
So I have seen some of the statements like Cin a plus b. This is completely wrong. Okay, So I cannot perform calculations by using this C statement. I can do only scanf ద్వారా మీరు calculation చేస్తారా a plus b అని? Yeah, percentage చేయొచ్చా?
Yes sir.
చేయొచ్చా? scanf ఎలా చేస్తావు? ampersand a plus ampersand b అని ఇస్తావా?
చేయలేం సార్ అట్లా.
అదే చేయలేం. నేను అనేది సేమ్ థింగ్ in case of cin అనేది ఏంటిదంటే I can use only for the reading a values ని రీడ్ చేయడానికి మాత్రమే I can use this cin statement. Okay, so this is one thing I want to discuss. This is your cin is there, and always cin is used along with the operator called extraction or insertion. Tell me, what is this operator? Extraction. Okay, I am extracting the data. Okay, I am extracting the data from the keyboard, so that's why this is extraction operator. And cout is nothing but insertion operator. Okay, I am inserting the data into the monitor, so don't confuse with cout and cin. Cout always you have to use less than symbol. దీని అర్థం ఏంటంటే I am inserting the data. So cout ద్వారా ఏదైతే పక్కన ఉంటుందో దాన్ని ఇన్సర్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను. cin I am taking కాబట్టి నాకు ఇలా ఉంటుంది, taking. Okay, taking the data from the keyboard, so that's why I have to use this one. Okay, so cout is an object of ostream class and cin is an object of istream class, and cout is always connected to the standard input device, that is monitor. Cin is always connected to the standard input device, that is keyboard. And cout is always used along with the insertion operator, that is less than. Cin is always used in conjunction or along with the extraction operator, that is greater than. Okay, all of it clear, right? And if you want to take the data from the more than one variable, then I can take like this, that is cin a. Okay, if I want to take, and it may not be same type అని కాదు. ఇక్కడ ఏ అని చేశాను, ఇక్కడ నేమ్ అని చేశాను, నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ రోల్ నెంబర్ అని చేశాను. ఇంతకు ముందు మీరు ప్రోగ్రామ్ లో చూస్తే ఫస్ట్ ఏమో నేమ్ అనేది క్యారెక్టర్ ఏరే అండ్ రోల్ నెంబర్ ఆల్సో క్యారెక్టర్ ఏరే అండ్ ఏజ్ ఈస్ ఆఫ్ int type. So you can access any type of data by using this cin. Okay, all of you clear, right?
Yes sir.
Yeah, and the next one is standard endl. This we have discussed. Endl is nothing but it is also predefined object of ostream class. Okay, endl is also it is also object. Okay, it is also object only, but it has specific meaning. Okay, so it is used to insert a new line and flashes the stream. Okay, stream ni mottanni it uses the new line. Okay, whatever the data that is there, after this one it will go to the new line, and ఈ స్ట్రీమ్ లోపల ఉన్న డేటాని మొత్తాన్ని ఫ్లష్ చేస్తుంది. ఫ్లష్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ రిమూవ్ చేస్తుంది, ఆ డేటాని ఫ్రీ చేస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ endl. సో హియర్ హౌ టు యూజ్ దిస్ వన్, C++ ట్యూటోరియల్ cout అండ్ cout జావా ట్యూటోరియల్ పాయింట్ endl అని ఇచ్చారు, అండ్ ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ లైన్ అని చెప్పేసి endl ఇచ్చారు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ అవుట్పుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్? కెన్ ఎనీవన్ టెల్? Here only it is there. Okay, so C++ tutorial అని వస్తుంది. As we don't have slash n గానీ ఏం లేదు కాబట్టి వెంటనే జావా ట్యూటోరియల్ పాయింట్ అని చెప్పేసి పక్కనే వస్తుంది. As we are using endl కాబట్టి వెంటనే ఇది న్యూ లైన్కి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. దాని తర్వాత ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ లైన్ అని చెప్పేసి ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ లైన్ వస్తుంది. దాని తర్వాత మళ్ళీ కర్సర్ అనేది ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది? ఇక్కడ ఉంటుంది, బికాస్ ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ endl. Is that clear?
Yes sir.
Yeah, this is your C++ tutorial. cout స్టేట్మెంట్ యూజ్ చేశాను. తర్వాత జావా ట్యూటోరియల్ పాయింట్ అనేది పక్కనే వస్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే అండ్ గ్యాప్ కూడా ఉండదు. ఇక్కడ గ్యాప్ ఉంది బట్ ఇక్కడ గ్యాప్ కూడా ఉండదు, ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ గ్యాప్ లేదు. ఇక్కడ ఒకవేళ నేను ఒక స్పేస్ ఇస్తే అప్పుడు నాకు జావా ట్యూటోరియల్ పాయింట్ అనేది పక్కనే వస్తుంది. ఓకే, లేటర్ వీ హ్యావ్ దిస్ endl ఉంది కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ న్యూ లైన్, నెక్స్ట్ ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ లైన్. ఓకే, సో దట్ ఈస్ అబౌట్ దిస్ వన్. ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యు క్లియర్, రైట్?
Yes sir.
Yeah, so the next topic is this we have already discussed. Again I am discussing what is the comment statements in C++. So a well documented program is a good practice as programmer. So compulsory documentation, మీరు సాఫ్ట్వేర్ కంపెనీలోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మీకు తెలుస్తుంది, మీకు ఏదైతే ప్రొడక్ట్ నేర్చుకోవాలనుకుంటున్నారో ఆ ప్రొడక్ట్ కి సంబంధించిన డాక్యుమెంటేషన్, ఆ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ప్రొడక్ట్ కి సంబంధించినటువంటి ఎవ్రీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ విల్ బి దేర్ ఇన్ ఏ డాక్యుమెంట్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ డాక్యుమెంట్ ఉంటుంది. అది ఇస్తారు మీకు వెంటనే వెళ్ళగానే. అంటే మీరు యాజ్ ఏ ఫ్రెషర్ గా వెళ్తే ఓకే, బట్ యాజ్ ఏ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ whenever you go as a experienced person, then they won't give any session directly, they will give one manual to you. You have to read about that one so that you will understand about the software product. So a well documented, అలానే మీకు ఇప్పుడు కోడ్ కూడా మీకు ఎలా అయితే కోడ్ అనేది అది ప్రింటింగ్ డాక్యుమెంట్ కావచ్చు, లేకపోతే ఒక PDF డాక్యుమెంట్ కావచ్చు, or it may be anything, but a documented program is very good practice as a programmer. It makes the programmer more readable. Documentation is nothing but you have to write the comment statements and everything. Okay, so that మీరు ఇప్పుడు ఆ కంపెనీ నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోయినా కానీ వేరే పర్సన్ ఆ పర్టికులర్ వచ్చినప్పుడు whenever he sees the code he has to understand who is written that particular program, what is the purpose of that particular code, or what is the purpose of that particular function, what is the particular purpose of that variable. ఇవన్నీ కూడా మీరు మెన్షన్ చేయాలి whenever you are writing the code. సో మీరు కోడ్ రాస్తున్నప్పుడే మీరు you have to keep that in mind. సో ఈవెన్ వేరే ఎవరైనా వచ్చినా కానీ which is having some knowledge of that programming language, he has to understand that particular code అనేది ఎలా తెలుస్తుందంటే by writing the comment statements only. So one important part of the good documentation is nothing but comments. So in computer programming, a comment is a programmable, readable explanation or annotation in the source code of the computer program. Comments are statements that are not executed by the compiler or interpreter. So comment statements are just giving some information to the user. These are not executable statements by the compiler or interpreter. So compiler or interpreter ante that is there in the Java programming language. Java is a interpreter based programming language. After compilation చేసిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఇంటర్ప్రిటర్ అనేది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది. అది మనకి జావాలో ఉంది, బట్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ C++ we don't have interpreter. So that's why C++ is most faster than Java language. Next, in C++, there are two types of comment statements. One is single line comments and another is multi-line comments. So in case of single line comments, we will use this double forward slash. Okay, it is used to indicate the single line comments. If it apply comments to single line only, it referred as C++ style comments as it is originally part of the C++ program. So this is called single line comments. And in case of multi-line comments, if you present any text inside between this one, that is nothing but forward slash star and star forward slash. Okay, this is nothing but forward slash asterisk. Okay, this is called asterisk symbol or into. Okay, forward slash asterisk and ended with asterisk followed by forward slash. Okay, it is used to denote multi-line comments. It can apply comment to more than single line. It is referred as C style comment as it was introduced in C programming. Okay, this C programming lone undi, this C++ lo undi. Okay, next even C language lo kuda use single line comments. These are nothing but this is commenting starting and this is ending. Okay, clear? All of you clear?
Yes, sir.
And comment at the end of code line. Okay, after writing any code also you can put the comments. These are also single line comments. This is, you can also create comment that displays at the end of the line of the code, but generally it is better practice to put code before the line of code. Okay, so manaki ee comment statements anevi ila manam pakkanne ivvochu, lekapothe better you can put this function is used to calculate the addition of two numbers. Atla meer rasesi dan tarvata adi raste better. Okay, is that clear? Comment statements clear, right?
Yes, sir.
This is easy to understand. Okay, not that much difficult. Okay, single line comments, multi-line comments. Next, what are the C++ tokens? In case of C language, what are the tokens? Anyone tell?
Operators, keywords, identification constant, special symbol.
Okay, so same thing, C++ also tokens are there. So token అంటే nothing but ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ C language లో ఒక ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాసిన C++ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని రాసినా కానీ దాన్ని డివైడ్ చేస్తే ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇక్కడ void main అని రాశాను. సో void main hash include iostream.h, next void main, next int a comma b comma c and c equal to a plus b and a equal to 10 I am using, and comma b equal to 20 I am using, and next printf గాని లేకపోతే cout యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాను, cout c అని యూజ్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏంటిదంటే హ్యాష్ అనేది ఉంది, దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇప్పుడు ఈ ప్రోగ్రామ్ ని నేను డివైడ్ చేశాను అనుకో, లైక్ హ్యాష్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ స్పెషల్ సింబల్, ఇంక్లూడ్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ వన్ కీవర్డ్. ఓకే, ఇంక్లూడ్ ఈస్ ఏ కీవర్డ్, దిస్ iostream లెస్ దెన్ అనేది ఒక స్పెషల్ సింబల్, గ్రేటర్ దెన్ అనేది, void అనేది కీవర్డ్, మెయిన్ అనేది కూడా ఒక ఫంక్షన్, నెక్స్ట్ int అనేది ఒక డేటా టైప్. ఓకే, ఒక డేటా టైప్. Okay, the next one is ABC. These are the variables or identifiers. This will comes under identifiers or variables. Next, a equal to 10 అని ఇస్తున్నాను. 10 is nothing but constant. Okay, so integer constants ఉంటాయి, లేకపోతే floating point constants, లేకపోతే ఏవైనా. Plus అనేది యూజ్ చేశాను. Plus is nothing but operator. Okay, so whenever you took any program, okay, if you divide that particular program into multiple subparts, then each part is called a token. So C++ contains all these tokens, keywords ఉంటాయి, identifiers, constants, special symbols, operators. Okay, a token is the smallest element in the program that is of meaningful to the compiler. Next, keywords. What are the different types of keywords that are there in C++ other than C language? Okay, so already C++ లో కూడా keywords unnai. C language already C language lo keywords unnai, but what are the extra keywords that are there in C++? So what is keyword? Anyone tell? What is keyword?
Keyword is a cannot change.
Yeah, it has a specific meaning. That is nothing but keyword is a predefined or reserved word. Okay, so keyword is a predefined అంటే దానికి ముందే ఒక మీనింగ్ పెట్టారు అన్నట్టు. ఓకే, you cannot use that keyword as a variable, or you cannot use that keyword as some other purpose within the program. So keywords are nothing but these are the predefined or reserved words in C++ library or C library with a fixed meaning. These are already having a fixed meaning. Equality is also an operator. Yes, correct. Okay, equality is an also operator. Yeah. So in case of in the previous program, this equality is also an operator, that is assignment operator. Okay, so here C++ in C++ keyword is a predefined or reserved word in C++ library with a fixed meaning and used to perform internal operation. So C++ language supports more than 64 keywords. Actually we discussed 52 only, but now I think it has 64 keywords. Okay, so you just make a here you can modify this one. C++ is 64 keywords. Differences discuss chesam kada dantlo. So in case of C language that is 32 keywords, but in case of C++ it is 64 keywords, almost double. Okay, so 64 keywords. Every keywords exist in lowercase letter. Okay, ఇక్కడ spelling తప్పు వచ్చింది. So lowercase letter like auto, break. Okay, so whenever you are discussing about the keywords has to be in the lowercase. That is nothing but auto. Auto is nothing but automatic storage classes lo use chesaru. Break ekkada use chesaru? Whenever I want to go out of the loop, then I will use break and continue statements. And case, which is used for what is this case? Ekkada use chesaru dini? Switch case lo use chesaru. Switch case. Next, constant,
Yes,
which is used to declare the constant variable. So whenever I want to declare a constant variable, constant int pi equal to 3.14. అప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేయొచ్చు, ఈ కాన్స్టెంట్ డేటాని ఐ కెనాట్ మాడిఫై. దాని తర్వాత నేను పై ఈక్వల్ టు 3.24 అని ఇచ్చాను అనుకోండి, దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ గివ్ ఎర్రర్ బికాస్ పై ఈజ్ ఎ కాన్స్టెంట్ వేరియబుల్. Constant variable are nothing but those cannot be modified. Once those are highlighted with some value, then we cannot modify that value. That is called constant. So for creating the constant variables, then I will use the constant keyword. Continue, which is used along with the break. Int is a keyword which is used to indicate the integer data type. Okay, these are all the keywords. In case of C language, we have this. C language lo kuda unnai keywords anevi. I think everyone know, right? Auto, storage class, break, to break from the loop. Case, which case lo use chesaru? Character data type. Constant values anevi cheyadam kosam. Constant, if you want to create the constant variables whose value should not be changed within the program, then I will make the variables as constant variables. Continue, break and continue. Break means I am directly coming out of the loop. Continue means I am skipping that particular statement. Default, which is used for the switch case lo default statements execute avalante default keyword use chestanu. Do while lo use chestanu. Double is the data type. Else is nothing but if else lo else ane keyword use chestanu. Enum, anyone know about enum? What is enum? Anyone? What is enum? Hello? You don't know? Okay, right. Enum is an enumerated data type. Okay, it is a enumerated data type. That is nothing but if I want to create a variable like enum, that is nothing but enum week. Okay, I can directly place like this one. Enum week equal to Sunday. If I allocate with 0, then automatically these are all allocated. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. ఇలా ఇచ్చారు అనుకోండి, automatically week is a enum type. Okay, week is a if I want to allocate any ఇట్లా allocate చేసాం అనుకో, సండేకి 0, ఇంకా ఆటోమేటిక్గా మండే ఇవన్నీ డిక్లేర్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఇది 1, ఇది 2, ఇది 3, ఇది 4, ఇది 5, ఇది 6. ఇప్పుడు నేను వీక్ సండేని యాక్సెస్ చేయాలనుకో, వీక్ డాట్ మండే ఇలా ఇస్తాను అన్నమాట. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ enum వేరియబుల్ విచ్ ఈస్ ఏ which is nothing but which is used to allocate some numbers, some allocate numbers to the strings, some variables, a group of variables ki nenu oka numbers allocate cheyalanunte, then I will use this enum. Okay, meer kavalante meer prati daniki allocate cheyochu. Like enum color equal to red ane daniki nenu istanante 1, na own values ivochu. Next red tarvata white ki I can give 7, I can give my own values. So that color dot white and iste automatically it is always 7. Okay, this is called enum data type. Okay, so this is also user defined data type. So and extern ekkada use chesaru extern, this is global variables appudu storage classes లలో యూజ్ చేస్తారు. Float, which is nothing but float data type, for loop లో యూజ్ చేస్తారు. Go to statement అంటే ఏంటిది? Anyone tell?
Condition.
Yeah,
If we give
Condition.
if we give one label and give some text in that, so we can go to that label at any situation by using
yeah,
go to keyword.
very good. So label L1 అని ఇచ్చేసి ఒక కోడ్ రాసిన తర్వాత go to L1 అని ఇస్తే ఆటోమేటికల్లీ దిస్ విల్ బి, అంటే బిఫోర్ మనకి లూప్స్ అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ రావడానికంటే ముందు go to స్టేట్మెంట్స్ యూజ్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ go to కీవర్డ్. నెక్స్ట్ if స్టేట్మెంట్ if else లో యూజ్ చేస్తారు. ఇంటీజర్ డేటా టైప్, లాంగ్ డేటా టైప్, రిజిస్టర్ which is also storage class, return statement whenever the function wants to return the value, return keyword. Short is the keyword, which is used to data type, short data type. Signed int, unsigned int, that for that one we will use signed. Size of, which is used to know the size of the data type. Okay, size of a అని ఇచ్చాను అనుకోండి, int అనేది a ఇచ్చేసి int a అని ఇచ్చి size of a అని ఇస్తే what is the answer for this one?
2 bytes.
2 bytes. Okay, so next, yeah, so this is mostly used in the malloc operator lo size of int la use chestaru. Next, static is the keyword which is nothing but storage class. Okay, this you already know. What are the storage classes? Auto is the storage class, static is storage class, and extern is storage class. And next one is
Register.
register. Okay, these are the 4 storage classes available in C language. Next, struct is the keyword which is used to create structure. Switch case, type def, which is used to give some name to the structure. Structure variable ki oka name ivvalani anukunte, then I will go for this type def. Okay, so struct student అని ఇచ్చాను. This is your structure. సో ఈ స్ట్రక్చర్ కి నేను ప్రతిసారి స్ట్రక్ట్ స్టూడెంట్ అని రాయకుండా నేను ఏదైనా దేంతో రాద్దాం అనుకుంటే, దెన్ టైప్ డెఫ్ ఐఎమ్ డిఫైనింగ్ దిస్ టైప్ స్ట్రక్ట్ స్టూడెంట్ యాజ్ std అని ఇస్తే ఇక నేను ప్రతిసారిగా డైరెక్ట్ గా std s1 s2 అని క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ యువర్ టైప్ డెఫ్. అండ్ యూనియన్, unsigned is nothing but unsigned int, void is the no return type, volatile is nothing but if you want to make the variables as volatile, then I will use this volatile keyword. While, okay, do while lo while uses some or while loops. Okay, all of it clear, right? Yeah,
Yes, sir.
no doubts, right? These are all the keywords that you already know in the C language. So these are the new keywords, that is the 30 keywords that are there in, not there in the C language but are there in the C++. So already 32 already C language lo unnayi unnayi. So here also 30 keywords, new keywords, that is 30 keywords. So total 62. Actually inka 2 extra untayi, that is mottham total 64 keywords are there in C++ language. So what are these new keywords is ASM, that is nothing but assembler. Okay, if you want to place assembly language code inside the C language C++ program, then I have to use this ASM. Okay, clear? Hello?
Sir.
Yeah, so I will discuss these are not required in depth, just these are the different keywords that are there in the C++ other than C language. ASM ante assembly language program. Okay, assembly language program code ni I want to place inside the C++, then I will use this ASM. Next, Boolean. So this is a new data type that is there in the C++ language, that is nothing but Boolean data type, which will contain both, which is used to store both the true values and false values. Then I will use this Boolean keyword. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
So manaki integer, character ela aithe undo, Boolean ane data type untundi. Boolean b ani place cheste, b lo nenu I can store true, or b lo nenu I can store false, or otherwise b lo I can true ante 1, next b equal to 0 ante that is nothing but false. Okay, this is nothing but Boolean data type. And this try, catch, and one more thing is throw, and one more thing is finally. Yeah, I think it is not there. Yeah, actually that was the missing, I think. Finally. Okay, all these are the, and throws kuda untundi, I think. Throws. Okay, so all these are the different keywords which are used to handle exceptions. So try, catch, throw, finally, throws. Okay, these are the keywords that are used to handle the exceptions. And class is a keyword that we have seen, that is used to create a class. Okay, so if you want to create a class, then I will use this class keyword. And constant cast, if I want to do the type casting, then I will use this cast. Delete is the operator which is used to deallocate the memory that was allocated by new. Okay, these two we have seen. If I want to allocate the memory dynamically in case of C++, we will use new operator or new keyword. If I want to deallocate the memory that was allocated dynamically, by using delete. And dynamic cast, which is used to cache the data type dynamically. And explicit, okay, we will use explicit keyword. False, this is nothing but true and false. These two are the values that are allocated to this boolean. Okay, I think no need to use double quotes also, just true and b equal to false. That's it. Okay, so that this false and true, this false next to true, ee rendu kuda keywords. Friend, if you want to create friend functions, then I will use friend keyword. If I want to create inline functions, manaki ivanni concepts vastayi meeku in the coming classes. This, if I want to create inline functions, then I will use inline keyword. Namespace, we have already seen. It is like exactly like packages in Java language lo packages lagane, we will have namespaces in C++. And operator is the keyword which is used to used to create the concept, that is used to explain the concept of operator overloading. If you want to perform operator overloading, we have the keyword called operator. And public, private, protected, these are the three access specifiers: private, public, protected, which are used to restrict the access to the data. That is, our data ni, our class లోపల ఉన్న data ni ever access చేయాలి, ever access చేయొద్దు అనేది restriction చేయడానికి we will use this access specifiers. We have public, private, protected, these are the keywords. Reinterpret cast, static cast. Okay, total these are all used for casting. Okay, if I want to perform this type casting, then I have 4 types, that is constant cast, dynamic cast, static cast, and reinterpret cast. Template, which if I want to create a template, these are nothing but generic programming. అంటే మనకు ఒకటే కోడ్ ఉంటుంది, బట్ ఆ కోడ్ అనేది డిఫరెంట్ డేటా టైప్స్ అనేవి వర్క్ చేయొచ్చు. దెన్ ఐ విల్ గో ఫర్ దిస్ టెంప్లెట్స్. వి విల్ సీ దట్ ఇన్ ద 6th చాప్టర్, దట్ ఈస్ టెంప్లెట్స్. ద ఎంటైర్ 6th చాప్టర్ డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ ద టెంప్లెట్స్. టెంప్లెట్స్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ మనకు ఒక టెంప్లెట్ ఉంది, ఆ టెంప్లెట్ అనేది డేటా టైప్ పైన డిపెండెంట్ కాకుండా, ఇప్పుడు నేను ఒక సార్టింగ్ అనే రాశాను, సార్టింగ్ అనే కోడ్ ఉంది, ఆ సార్టింగ్ అనేది ఐ వాంట్ టు సార్ట్ ఇంటీజర్స్, ఐ వాంట్ టు సార్ట్ ఫ్లోటింగ్ నెంబర్స్, ఐ వాంట్ టు సార్ట్ క్యారెక్టర్స్, ఐ వాంట్ టు సార్ట్ స్ట్రింగ్స్. దానికోసం సపరేట్ గా నేను రాయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. డేటా టైప్ అనేది because the logic is same, I can use bubble sort or I can use any other sort like selection sort, anything. But నేను ఇంటీజర్స్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇంటీజర్స్ కోసం సపరేట్ గా ఒక కోడ్ రాయడం, ఫ్లోట్ కోసం సపరేట్ కోడ్ రాయడం, నెక్స్ట్ క్యారెక్టర్స్ కోసం సపరేట్, స్ట్రింగ్స్ కోసం సపరేట్, లాంగ్ డేటా కోసం సపరేట్, ఇట్లా రాయకుండా ఒకటే లాజిక్ ఉంటుంది, బట్ ఇట్ విల్ వర్క్ ఆన్ డిఫరెంట్ డేటా టైప్స్. ఫర్ రైటింగ్ those kind of programs, I will use these templates. And next, this is a keyword, this is exclusively in the C++, which is used to know the current, which is used to store the current class address. Current class address ni store cheyadaniki this అనేది యూజ్ చేస్తాం. Type ID, which is used to know the data type ID and what is the data type name. And using, this is used in the using namespace. Okay, danlo using, if I want to use virtual, which is used to create virtual functions. W character underscore T. Okay, these are the total 32 keywords. Okay, these are all 32 keywords in C++ language and 32 keywords that are already existing in the C language. So rendu kalipi mottam total 64 keywords are there in the C++. Okay, clear, right? All of you clear, right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
So this is ASM. Okay, ASM is nothing but assembly language code ni C++ lo రాయడానికి ASM. Boolean, this is nothing but Boolean values, true or false. Catch, used to handle the exceptions. Class, used to declare the class. Constant cast, used to cast from constant variables. Constant variables ni నేను type casting చేయాలంటే constant cast యూజ్ చేస్తాను. Delete, which is used to deallocate the memory that was allocated by using the new operator. So new operator అనేది used to allocate the memory dynamically. దాన్ని deallocate చేయడానికి we will use delete operator. Dynamic cast అంటే used to perform runtime or dynamic casting. Type casting explicit, only used constructors when they exactly match. Okay, and export allows template definitions to be separated from their declarations. False, boolean లో false value represent చేయడానికి false. Friend functions, if I want to create a friend function, then I will use friend keyword. If I want to create inline functions, then I will use inline keyword. We will discuss all these in detail. Okay, inline function and దానికి ఒక example program, అవన్నీ we will discuss in the coming classes. Mutable means to override the constant variable. Namespace, used to partition the global namespace. It is nothing but used to contain the standard libraries. New is used to allocate the memory dynamically. Operator is used to create overloaded operator, that is operator overloading. Private, used to declare the members of a class as private. Use it to declare the members of a class as protected. Use it to declare the members of a class as public. Public means everyone can access. Private means no one can access. Protected means only the subclass can access. We'll discuss. Next, reinterface cast. Use it to change the type of the variable. And static cast, use it to perform non-polymorphic cast. Template, use it to create generic functions or generic programming. This it is a pointer anochu, keyword anochu, this operator anochu, which is used to store the address of the current class object. Current class object ki by default ga then address is store cheyadaniki this anedi use chestam. Throw, which is used to throw the exception. Okay, and true, which is boolean true value. Try, use it to write the code that causes exception. ఏదైతే కోడ్ నాకు ఎక్సెప్షన్ అవుతుంది అని అనుకుంటానో దాన్ని ట్రై బ్లాక్ లో రాస్తాను. టైప్ డెఫినేషన్, యూజ్ టు క్రియేట్ ఏ న్యూ టైప్ నేమ్ ఫర్ ద ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ టైప్. ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న ఇంటీజర్ కి నేను ఒక కొత్త డెఫినేషన్ ఇద్దాం అనుకున్నాను అనుకోండి. లైక్ టైప్ డెఫ్, ఆల్రెడీ ఇంట్ ఉంది కదా, ఇంట్ దానికి నేను ఒక పేరు ఇస్తాను లైక్ ఎస్ ఇంట్. దెన్ ఎస్ ఇంట్ ఏ అని ఇస్తే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ సిమిలర్ టు ఇంటీజర్ వేరియబుల్ అన్నట్టు. ఆల్రెడీ ఉన్న డేటా టైప్ కి ఇఫ్ ఐ వాంట్ టు క్రియేట్ అనదర్ నేమ్ దెన్ ఐ విల్ యూజ్ దిస్ టైప్ డెఫినేషన్. Type ID, it is used to display the what is the type ID of that particular object. Type name, used to declare a class or user defined data type. And using, it is used to import all the namespaces. Namespaces ni nenu na program loki use cheyalanunte then I will use using. Virtual is used to create a virtual function or virtual class. It is used to declare a wide character variable. Okay, so and the next one is your C++ identifiers. So what are the rules for identifiers? Can anyone tell? This we already have in the C language. Hello?
First character rule, sir. First character should be always alphabet.
Yeah, correct. Very good. Okay, first same rules are there in the C++ also. First character of the identifier in the C++ should be begin with an alphabet or underscore, but it should not begin with a member. And there are no special characters. Only special character already is underscore. And there should be no keywords. Keywords should not be added as a identifier. And no white spaces like
No
hello.
white spaces.
Hello and space ichi idi oka variable laga use cheyadu. Compulsory there should not be no gap. And word limit, name of the identifier must not exceed 31 characters kante limit particular ఏదైతే డిక్లేర్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటున్నానో ఆ వేరియబుల్ కానీ ఐడెంటిఫైర్. వేరియబుల్ అంటే దట్ మే బి వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ అయినా కావచ్చు, ఐడెంటిఫైర్ అంటే వేరియబుల్ నేమ్ అయినా కావచ్చు, ఫంక్షన్ నేమ్ అయినా కావచ్చు, ఎరే నేమ్ అయినా కావచ్చు, పాయింటర్ నేమ్ అయినా కావచ్చు, ఏదైనా కానీ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు ఫాలో దీస్ రూల్స్. లైక్ 31 క్యారెక్టర్స్ కంటే ఎక్కువ అవ్వద్దు. నెక్స్ట్ కేస్ సెన్సిటివ్, అప్పర్ కేసు లోయర్ కేసు డిఫరెంట్ ఉండాలి. లైక్ ఇంటి ఏ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్ అండ్ క్యాపిటల్ ఏ ఈజ్ డిఫరెంట్. ఓకే, అప్పుడు ఏ అనే వేరియబుల్ వేరు, క్యాపిటల్ ఏ అనేది వేరు. అండ్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ ద కాన్స్టెంట్స్ ఇన్ సి లాంగ్వేజ్, C++ లాంగ్వేజ్. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ టోకెన్స్. ఓకే, కాన్స్టెంట్స్ ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి ఇవన్నీ కూడా సి లాంగ్వేజ్ లో వచ్చి ఉంటాయి మీకు. ఇంటీజర్ కాన్స్టెంట్స్ which are used to store into data type values like 10. Floating constants which are nothing but used to store the float value, that is decimals. Character constants are nothing but used to store the character values. This one single quotes, anything in the single quotes. And string constants is nothing but anything that is there in the double quotes. Okay, clear, right? All of you following, right?
Yes, sir.
And the next one is octal constants. So this is nothing but octal numbers. Okay, 0 to 7 is nothing but octal numbers. So octal constants ni manam ela declare chestamante by using this 0 gaani o gaani small o or capital O place cheste then I can say it is a octal number. In the same manner hexadecimal number is nothing but 16 digits. 0 to 9 ఉంటుంది. Next alpha 10 to 15 ని A to F అని డిఫైన్ చేస్తాము. So if you want to declare hexadecimal numbers, then 0 small x అనొచ్చు, capital 0 capital X అనొచ్చు. These are all hexadecimal constants. And strings are nothing but array of characters ended with a null character. Okay, /n. I think these are all you know in the C language, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So always these strings are ended with this end of string, that is null character. So otherwise anything that is in double quotes you can call it as a string. So single quotes character ante single character ante I can include in the single quotes. So this is your single characters, but I can declare this string by using these different types. So ila chesesi meeru /0 అని చేయొచ్చు, లేకపోతే డైరెక్ట్ గా మీరు ఇలా ప్లేస్ చేస్తే then it is automatically ended with this null character. And you can use this is 20 అని పెట్టి నేను హలో అని ఇచ్చాను అనుకో, then it is used to allocate 20 bytes of memory, each character taking 1 byte అనుకుంటే 20 bytes allocate అవుతుంది. HELLO/0 and remaining all are wasted. So దాన్ని వేస్టేజ్ ని మనం చేయడం కోసం మోస్ట్లీ we will use this declaration, that is character string అని ఇస్తే అప్పుడు ఎన్ని అయితే క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఉన్నాయో అన్ని మెమరీ మాత్రమే allocate అవుతుంది. LO/0. Okay, clear, right? This is about strings. And what are the different types of operators? Operator is nothing but which is a symbol used to perform a special operation on the data. So there are different types of operators like unary operators, binary operators, and ternary operators. All these concepts are there, right? In C language also. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these are the operators which require only single operand. Okay, then those are called unary operators. Examples are increment operator, decrement operator, unary plus, unary minus. Okay, so A equal to 10 అని ఉంది, then B equal to plus A అంటే దాని అర్థం ఏంటిదంటే ప్లస్ 10 అవుతుంది. అదే B equal to minus A అంటే మైనస్ అవుతుంది. అదే B equal to plus plus A అంటే ఇంక్రిమెంట్ ఆపరేటర్. అదే మైనస్ మైనస్ A అంటే డిక్రిమెంట్ ఆపరేటర్. ఈ ఆపరేటర్ కి ఓన్లీ ఒకటే ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్ ఉంటే సరిపోతుంది. దట్స్ వై దీస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యూనరీ ఆపరేటర్. whenever I am doing this operator, then it requires only single operator is required. And binary operator means these require two operands. A plus అని ఇస్తే నాకు కంపల్సరీ ఇంకోటి ఏం కావాలి, B కానీ C కానీ ఏదైనా కావాలి, మినిమం 2 ఉంటే then that is your binary operator. Arithmetic operators, relation arithmetic operators, plus minus, star, by, division, all these things, by percentage. Okay, this is remainder. Next, relation operator అంటే less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, equal to, not equal to, all these are relation. And logical operator means logical and logical or
Logical not.
logical not.
Logical not.
Next, assignment operators equal to, not just equal to. Okay, equal to, or you can use, that is called a shorthand assignment operator. Okay, that is nothing but plus equal to, minus equal to. You can club this assignment operator along with the operator, that is called shorthand assignment operator. Plus equal to, minus equal to, star equal to, by equal to, or percentile equal to, less than equal to, greater than equal to. Okay, all these things. Conditional operators nothing but yeah, I think conditional operator is not there. Okay, yeah, bitwise operators ఏంటి, and or not.
Not.
Next, ternary operator which is taking 3 operands. The example for this ternary operator is conditional operator. Okay, it is not there in binary, it should be in the conditional. So I think you know.
Question mark, sir.
Yeah, question mark and colon. Okay, so that is your conditional operator. So if you want to find out the biggest of two numbers, then A greater than B, question mark, C out A, or colon, C out B. ఇలా కూడా యూజ్ చేయొచ్చు. If you want to find out the biggest of two numbers, then A greater than B. This is the condition. If that is true, then A is printed, otherwise B is printed.
Otherwise, B is printed.
Right.
Okay, sir.
Conditional operator which will take 3 arguments. ఎలా అంటే ఇది ఒక ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్, ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఒక ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్ అనుకుంటాము, ట్రూ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఏదైతే రాస్తున్నామో దాని ఒక ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్, నెక్స్ట్ ఫాల్స్ స్టేట్మెంట్ అనేది ఇంకొక ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్. టోటల్ 3 ఆర్గ్యుమెంట్స్. And data types which are used to restrict the type of the data. Okay, so all these are already you are familiar with this one, that's why I'm going fast manner. So data types are nothing but what is the type of the data ani cheppadam kosam we will use this data types. So and always this data type compiler allocates some memory to that particular variable based on the data type. Okay, so whenever you declare that particular data type, automatically some memory will be allocated for each variable. So what are the different types of C++ data types? One is your primitive data types. Primitive are also called as built-in data types, and these are the derived data types, and these are your abstract or user-defined data types. Okay, these are the 3 types of data types. In case of primitive data types, we have int and we have char. All these are built-in. And boolean, ఇది నీకు C language లో లేదు, ఇక్కడ మనకి boolean, floating point, that is nothing but float comma double, and double floating means double. And valueless, if you don't want to make it as no data type, then I will use this wide character. Okay, all these are the different data types. Derived data types means these are coming from the primitive data types. Built-in data types, from these built-in data types I can derive any other data type, like function is a derived data type, array is a derived data type, and pointer is a derived data type, and reference, this is there in the C++. And abstract or user-defined data type, if I want to create my own data type, then I can create. That is nothing but class, struct, and next union, and enum, and type def. I can create my own data type by using type def. Like I can create type def. If I want to create a for a integer I want to give, or float is some I want to give my own name, that is nothing but float or my float, okay, like this. Then whenever I use my float, automatically this is nothing but float variable. So these are all user defined. I can create my own data type, okay, that is nothing but C++ data types. So primitive data types are like integer, character, boolean, floating point, double floating point, valueless, void, or white character, okay. All these are primitive data types. And the derived data types are nothing but function, array, pointer, reference. Derived data types are derived from the primitive data types, because I cannot create this independently. Array అన్నా కానీ నేను ఏంటిది int a of 10 అని, అంటే ఇక్కడ కూడా నేను built in data type యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాను. పాయింటర్ అన్నా కానీ నేను I can use float star ptr. So ptr is a derived data type, but which is taking from the primitive data type, which is using the built-in data type. Reference also I can create a reference variable like int ampersand b equal to a. Okay, we will discuss what is reference variable. Okay, so this is your reference variable. And next, abstract or user defined data type. These are the data types that are defined by the user itself. I can create my own data type. So that is nothing but if I want to create a class, then I have to use this class data type. If I want to create a structure, then I will use structure. If I want to create a union, I will use union. And if I want to create enumeration data type, that is nothing but enum. If I want to create my own data type, type def I can use. Okay, and these are the different data types that are there in C++ language, like shorten, which is taking 2 bytes. So this is the range, that is nothing but minus 2 bytes ante 16 bits. So 16 bits అయినప్పుడు minus 2 power 15 to plus 2 power 15 minus 1. Okay, ఇది మనకి ఫార్ములా. ఇక్కడ నెక్స్ట్ అన్సైన్డ్ షార్టెన్, ఇదేంటిది సైనెడ్ కి అయితే సైనెడ్. ఓకే, సైనెడ్ అన్నప్పుడేమో మైనస్ 2 power 15 టు ప్లస్ 2 power 15 అని వస్తుంది, మైనస్ 2 power n minus 1 టు ప్లస్ 2 power. అదే అన్సైన్డ్ అన్నప్పుడేమో అన్సైన్డ్ అన్నప్పుడు 0 ఇస్తాను కాబట్టి 0 టు 2 power 16 minus 1 అనేది తీసుకుంటాను. అందుకని 2 power 16 అంటే 65 536 minus 1. So this is also 2 bytes. Unsigned int, in case of integer it is taking 4 bytes in case of C++. In case of C language, yeah,
32.
yeah, in case of C language also integer takes 2 bytes or 4 bytes.
2 bytes.
Yeah, yeah, here it is 4 bytes. Okay, this is 4 bytes. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏంటిది 32 bits. 32 bits కాబట్టి అన్సైన్డ్ అంటున్నాను కాబట్టి 0 నుంచి స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నాను కాబట్టి 2 power 32 minus 1. అది మనం చేస్తే మనకి ఇదే వస్తుంది వాల్యూ. అదే సైన్డ్ అన్నప్పుడు ఏంటంటే సైన్డ్ అనేది అంటే నెగిటివ్ నెంబర్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి -2 power 31 minus 2 power 31 to plus 2 power 31 minus 1. Okay, this is for this one integer. Long int, which is also taking 4 bytes. Unsigned long int 4 bytes, but long int అనేది 8 bytes తీసుకుంటుంది. Unsigned long int అనేది 8 bytes. Character is taking 1 byte only, and 1 byte కాబట్టి 8 bits. దాంట్లో సైన్డ్ అంటే నెగిటివ్ నెంబర్స్ కూడా ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి -2 power 7 to plus 2 power 7 minus 1. So that's why this is -2 power 128 to plus 127. అదే అన్సైన్డ్ క్యారెక్టర్ అంటే ఓన్లీ పాజిటివ్ నెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి. దట్స్ వై 0 to 2 power 8 minus 1. సో 2 power 8 అంటే 256 minus 1 అంటే 255. ఫ్లోట్ అంటే 4 bytes, డబుల్ అంటే 8 bytes, లాంగ్ డబుల్ అంటే 12 bytes, w character underscore t అంటే 2 or 4. This is your wide character. So yeah, that's it. Okay, clear, right? All of you clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Okay then, thank you all.